I mean, honestly, I think I never experienced in my career still burnout or whatever. Obviously, there is days that is harder, you have less motivation and all this, but
All right, we are here back at the LEC 2025 Summer Playoffs, and I am with Supa of Movistar KOI after a roller coaster of a best of 5, 3-2 in the end against Fnatic, and a spot at the Worlds. But Supa, first of all, before we talk about that, Fnatic today, they put up quite a fight, especially in game 1. Game 4, I think, was a bit of a content game from you guys, right? But walk me through what happened. Did you expect Fnatic to be showing up like this today?
mm, I think we did a good preparation for the match of today. I think we kind of know everyone how they wanted to play, but I feel like we were like like we didn't warm up in a way. Like if, for example, in the bot lane we die too much, like we get catch, like we know how they want to play. So I think they pull out the how they wanted to do. I think they draft as well. So for me personally, I think they surprised me. But talking globally, I think they did what we expected. So is I think they did well things. We did bad things, no? But I think I really like the match at the end.
Yeah. It's very interesting. I think it was Yo-Yo was talking about this on stage, how he felt like in Fearless Draft right now, if a team is like pretty close in level with another one, it's really hard to like have a 3-0, like a very decisive match, because obviously like you have champion pools and everything, and there's a lot of volatility going into it as well. Would you agree with this as well? And I mean, do you feel like we are doomed to seeing like 3-2s and 3-1s, especially with the top teams in the LEC and stuff?
I mean, I think 3-0, the problem is kind of like, I feel like in Europe we still are not consistent enough. I mean, I don't want to say in Europe. I think in general, apart from the top league teams in the world, I think we still are inconsistent now, because I think like today, we could 3-0 or 3-1, but it was pretty volatile. Almost, I would say, every game except this one, the last one, and maybe the third. So I will say we need to still work on consistent. But I think honestly, I think the problem is we played so little this. I think in the last 2 months we played like 5 series. So I think it's kind of hard because it feels a bit different than the scrims. That is nothing bad, but I think if we were able to play more fluently, it will be way better the consistent in the stage, and we will see better performance from the teams.
Yeah. Obviously, you're qualified to Worlds as well as G2, and it's interesting that you're talking about this, because I would like to bounce back and question you a bit on like the level of Europe compared to especially like the LCK and LPL as well. I mean, do you think at this point we're still like pretty far from them? Especially, I guess we weren't really helped by the formats, right? Like they've had so much more practice. It feels like is this like something you're taking into account, and how are we gonna fix that, and like be able to have a better performance at MSI?
I mean, I think we are closer, because I think when you are worse than them, it's easier to improve than when they are really good. So I think we are closer. The thing now is we are already 9 months in competition. Now it's really important, the mental, not for us, for everyone. So who hold it will get a big advantage. And I think we need to see how we adapt, Right now, individually especially, they are better because they get punished to more things, harder level, more games, as we talk. So it's how we adapt, the fastest we go. So now that we are ready for Worlds, I think we are gonna prepare really well. I don't know if it's a spoiler, but probably we are going to bootcamp before
Okay.
to be prepared and adapt way faster and have more time. So I think this will be the key. The faster we adapt to them. That I think we did, for example, but it shows more in the EWC than the MSI. In the MSI
Yeah.
was not enough, so it will be really key how we adapt. But I think we have the advantage that we already experienced this year what goes bad. So, for example, I write it and I have it in my notebook. So before going to the international, I will do a more clear plan for what can be good and bad.
Um, talking about the fact that like we're 9 months into the competition, this reminds me of something that Broken Blade told me actually just yesterday after the match against KC. He was talking to me about how he felt like right now in Europe, besides G2 and MKOI, every team felt like they were kind of like crumbling, especially because how long the competition has been, right? And it's something we always hear about how like the year is a marathon, especially with like 3 splits, right? Is this something you've put like work into to make sure that like you wouldn't like burn out at this rate as well? And I mean, have you felt like at any point like maybe that all this competition was tiring and you had to like take a step back and maybe do things differently as well?
I mean, honestly, I think I never experienced in my career still burnout or whatever. Obviously, there is days that is harder, you know, you have less motivation and all this. But I think in MKOI at least, and I think in G2 as well, from what I see from outside, we work really well on taking enough rest, working well outside. Like everyone kinda is, you are forced, but you are not forced because we do it to do gym, do exercise, be healthy, sleep well. So these things help us a lot, and I think is something that from outside I don't see in the rest of the teams, that they have that healthy habit and everyone wants is willing to do it, because at the beginning it's not easy for everyone. So I would say G2 and us has this advantage that we put effort not only in game, outside as well.
Yeah. Speaking about your preparation and the way you work on the matches and everything, there's a clip that just surfaced actually today from when you, I think you lost a bit against Carmine Corp in the group stage, right? And it was a clip of Melzet like saying like, oh, your feedback is like bullshit. I don't care about your feedback. We're gonna play how I say we play, and if we lose, it's my fault, you know. But today we saw a lot more creativity from you guys as well. I want to ask, like, was it a bit like from Melzet, or do players also have like some, I guess, agency into asking for picks and everything? How's the relation there? Because from that video, like in the clip, it seemed like it's Melzet kind of like doing the tyranny, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's like kind of 50-50. Some players less, some player more. So I think we work in a way like we want to win games like this, and then depend on the player. You know, you have one strong point, one things that you like more. Depend on the game. This is something we still need to work, because it makes something too chaotic the games. But I think it's kind of like this. No, I think you can't. As I say, you know, uh, if you are confident, you need to keep going confident, because if you start doubting in game, changing things, play as you feel is the correct way to win, and then you can work on it, no? And I think is what we are watching from KOI today. We did bad things, but the same things that went bad today, yesterday in the scrims, were working really well. It's just about details and keep working.
Yeah. We don't have too much time left, but obviously I have to ask you about your next matchup against G2. There's something a bit funny because I think it was last split, right? You lost to them in the upper bracket and then you beat them in the finals. G2 it's already been twice this year that they go through the upper bracket and they end up losing in the finals to the lower bracket team. Are you going to be purposely losing the match next week to make sure that you can get the lower bracket run, or how is it going to be going? How do you expect your matchup?
You know, or honestly, if I lose, unlucky. I will need to repeat the same, no? What can I say, no? But my expectation is to enjoy the competition, go to the next week with no fears, doing what I think is good. If I win, I win. So I don't really care. We still have the winner bracket advantage. So I think it's a perfect example to work well, and I think we have a really really good opponent to make us improve. So it will be nice if we can face G2 times, so we prepare each other better for the international.
Yeah. Do you think that the MKOI of today would be facing up well against G2 if you were to play, like, I mean, obviously you're playing next week, right? But G2 is a team like everyone is saying like, oh, they're so unstoppable, they're so strong and stuff, but it seems like people are kind of forgetting about MKOI, right?
You know, KOI is the team that no one expects, or because when you expect someone from us, it feels like we disappoint or something. But KOI just adapt to his rival. You know, people will say, "Oh, Fnatic got stunned by G2, and KOI they were fighting." The reality is, no one expected something from us, and we still beat G2, stomped 3-1 in the final. I don't think it's gonna be a storm. I think it's gonna be a really fight battle, and I hope we see good League of Legends, good learning, and good fighting.
Yeah. You already said in the PGL that you guys were going to win the LEC. You're going to make it to Madrid. We have to close there, but do you have any message for the fans that you are going to be seeing in Madrid as well?
I mean that I hope doesn't matter if we go finals, semi-finals, that they are there cheering as much as possible. If we can get 2 matches in Madrid, it will be crazy. But obviously, everyone prefers just one.
Yeah.
So I hope they will be cheering for us because the Madrid road trip was insane. Like I feel like KOI has so much aura in this tournament compared to the rest of the team. So I hope we do the same and everyone enjoy because we never know when we are gonna have another finals in Madrid.
Perfect. Well, Supa, thank you so much for your time today. I wish you good luck in Madrid and also good luck next week. You have to do that first. And yeah, I just hope to talk to you again soon, probably in Madrid. And for now, have some good rest, a good night, and see you soon.
You too. Thank you for the interview.
Thank you so much.